Stop trying to make your relationship work and stop working for your relationship. Again, today it is not a question. I want to say a few things from all the things I learned about relationships from my clients. It would really help us to understand people. No, not it would help us to understand people. What I'm saying is, people, it will really help us to understand that your purpose, your mission in life is not to be in a relationship. It is to have fun. It is to enjoy yourself in a physical body. It is to express your soul through a physical body. It is not to try and make a relationship work. It is not to meet someone halfway. It is not to accept someone's faults if you don't like them. This is not the purpose of life. This is the purpose of misery, total unhappiness. And it was created and promoted mostly by the priests in order to keep you unhappy so that they can control you. A long time ago it was the priests. These days it's the corporations. If you are unhappy, you will shop more. As for if you are happy, you will only buy what is necessary. So the corporations have an interest in keeping you unhappy. So they spend billions and billions every year promoting relationships and showing you that you too can be happy if you find the right person. There is no such thing as the right person. Get that retarded notion out of your head and you become the right person for you. There is only one right person for you, and this is you. No one else. Now, I'm not saying do not have relationships or do not have sex. Do not make it official. Do not say us two are only going to be with each other. This is what is killing you. We are not meant to die at 60, 70, 80. We are meant to die at 600, 700, 800. But you will never get there because you are not free. Because your cells are not free. Because you are in a relationship. I swear I cannot wait for the veil to come down, where people will actually see what they are doing with their lives. It's just like, I don't understand. How could so few people see this? How could you not look around? Simply look around. Oh, I heard something good on, I think it was TED Talks the other day on YouTube. TED Talks has some very interesting people talking. It has some bullshit sometimes, but in the majority of times, it's very interesting. So check it out on YouTube. And one woman was saying, before you board a flight, if we told you that this flight only has 50% chance of reaching its destination, would you get on this flight? You would not. Would you invest in a certain company if you knew it only had 50% chance of making money? You would not. So why do you get married? Why? Just ask yourself, why? Also, the fact that 50% of marriages do not end up in divorce does not mean that these people are happy. It's simply they don't have the balls to get a divorce. This is all it means. So what is it about your mind that can look around and can see that no one, absolutely no one on the face of the planet is happy in a long-term relationship? We are talking about long-term, not the first few months when the hormones are still raging. Absolutely no one is happy in a long-term relationship, and you believe that you are different. What kind of logic makes you think like this? And when are you going to come out of this lack of logic and start living and start expressing your soul and start enjoying people instead of putting rules on them and regulations on them and then running to the lawyers all the time? Lawyers are very intelligent. You are the idiot that keeps them in business. The same with doctors. You can never be sick if you are free. I'm going to go back to Greek. In Greek, the word single is exactly the same word as free. It might be like that in other languages too, but I don't know. In Greek you say, are you married or are you free? Think about it for a moment. And all this, I hear so many people saying, I have to work on my relationship. What the hell are you talking about? The only thing in life you have to work on is your breathing. Nothing else. Absolutely nothing. If you work on your breathing and you take slow and deep breaths, you become a god instead of an idiot working for a relationship. Now, if this is what you really want to do, this is fine. You're not hurting anyone. But you know where you are hurting people? When you think that you are not happy because you do not have a relationship. You are making everybody's life around you miserable as well. Because you're just a miserable idiot walking around with your face down, with no energy around you, and no smile on your face, on your lips, and no spark in your eyes. You are dead. You are a zombie. Because you think once you are in a long-term relationship, then you will be happy. You get into a long-term relationship and you are still not happy because the other person didn't do what you want them to do, or the other person isn't exactly the way you want them to be. You are beyond sick. Sick is a light word for you. Think about it for a moment. Being miserable all day because someone else isn't the way you want them to be, or didn't do what you wanted them to do. You get all these people talking about, look your partner in the eye sometimes. Smile. Buy some flowers. Buy some chocolate. What the hell is this? What are you, 4 years old? You buy chocolate to a 4-year-old. I have to buy you chocolate so that you can feel secure? Go and buy your own chocolate. What are you, retarded? This question was an oxymoron, because if you need chocolate so that I can prove that I want to be with you, you obviously are retarded. Anyone with an IQ above 80, which is the first number above retarded, 79 is retarded. So if your IQ was above 80, you would not think like this. My husband never brings me flowers. He forgets our anniversary. I still don't understand why we live in a society where you have the right to exist with this kind of thinking. Why are you allowed to be here on earth? Again, stop trying to make your relationship work. Have fun and then let it go. Once the fun is over, move on. I'm not going to say anything else because I'm going to get even more mean. Oh yes, New Ages. I have all these people writing to me telling me that in the fifth dimension there will be love. Listen, honey, you are unlovable. Nobody's going to love you, not in the third, in the fourth, in the fifth, not even in the 11th dimension. You are unlovable. You don't even love yourself. And this is what makes you unlovable. No, nobody's going to love you in any dimension. So if you're waiting for the fifth dimension to experience love, you're in for a surprise, a very big surprise. You are unlovable until you start loving yourself. So don't wait for the next dimension to be loved. It's not love you're looking for. What you're looking for is for someone to need you and just you. And this is not going to happen in the next dimension, simply because we don't have needs in the next dimension. In the next dimension, people will fuck you and leave you. And then when they see you again, if they feel horny, they will fuck you again and then leave you again. Because there is no such thing as need, so they will not stick around. So stop waiting for the next dimension to feel loved. You will never feel loved by another person. You never have. Even your own parents loved you because they needed you. They needed something to need them, and a baby needs them. And what they loved about you was that you needed them, was that you could not survive without them. This is what they loved. So even as a baby, you were not lovable. You have never been lovable. Love yourself. And then you will become a lot more attractive to others as well. They might not start loving you, but at least you will be fuckable. And this is a lot. You should see how your cells react when they feel wanted by someone. Wanted, not needed. If somebody marries you, it is because they need you. Your cells do not react to this. They simply shrivel up and die. A slow, painful, long, excruciating death, which most people call marriage or long-term relationships. There is only one therapy for this: loving yourself. You will get much more soul coming into your body, and you will enjoy life. Instead of always thinking, what is the other person doing? What isn't the other person doing? What is the other person thinking? What is it they want now? I want this. I can't understand why they cannot give me this. It is so easy to give me this. Honey, you think it is so easy to give you what you want because, as we said earlier, you are retarded. Literally retarded. It is a Latin word which means held back. You are held back by your silly beliefs that someone should give you something, should do something, so that you can be like the movies. Love yourself. I cannot say it enough times. Start loving yourself. That is the only kind of love that exists. And it is the only kind of love that will ever exist. So stop wishing for the next dimension to come quickly so that someone can love you. Trust me on this one. No one apart from you is ever going to love you. Ever. No matter what dimension you go to. Simply because love is need. And we are now going into a dimension that has no needs at all. Not one.